All right. Welcome back to the best NFT show in the world. I am Nifty Q. I am here with Crypto Buffalo. We are about to give you the best NFT episode that you have ever seen.
Ever.
Like, have you, Buffalo, have you ever started an episode and been like, this is actually going to be phenomenal? And that's how I feel right
Every
now.
single time, bro.
How you doing?
Every single time. I like, this is going to be the best episode of my life. Right here, right now. Let's go. I'm feeling it. It's LADZ Day.
I'm feeling it. It is LADZ Day. Listen, we have 8 hours of content coming at you, starting with NFT Live. We're taking you around the metaverse and back again. We have a bunch of content to get to today. We have Crypto Prophecies. It's going to be an interview we're going to get to first, and then we're going to get to the remainder of some of the NFT news from around the industry since Wednesday. And that it feels like a long list, so we're going to hit it.
We're going to hit it right now. Out of the park. Hey, today is a special day, my man. I don't know if you know this, but there's Mondays, there's Tuesdays, there's Wednesdays, and then there's Thursdays, and then there's LADZ days, and then there's there's birthdays. There's birthdays on LADZ day, my man Q. Happy birthday, Dirty 30. All I want to tell everybody right now is there's some breaking news. The Godfather has turned 30 years old. Today I outsourced and I put him all over the world. It's a special day.
Oh, God.
You guys
are an old photo. Jesus.
I was trying to work and find that. I tried to find as many artists as I could to really, pay homage to the Godfather himself, Nifty Q, who's turned 30 today. Your Dirty 30 in LADZ on LADZ Day is special, my man. We have been through some things. Here's some fun little recordings here that I haven't shown anybody before of us working on what is this? This was a version of Layer 1 that we were trying to work on. I believe you've been up for 2 days in this one. I wish I could get some sound of what you're saying right now. Man, what a ride, Q. There's some llama, by the way. We're going to try to get it out of this show. Back to the balloon, though, because that's my favorite.
Please. Oh, God. You're going to start this episode like this. Listen.
Oh, yeah.
Listen. Okay.
Okay.
Guys, I'm speechless at this point. Thank you, Buffalo. I appreciate you embarrassing me on live television.
Special days.
There we go. Nightbot is making sure everyone's in line, but I appreciate everybody wishing me a happy birthday there in chat. You guys are awesome, man. It's awesome to be celebrating for the first time ever my birthday with lads in LADZ City. I think I'm gonna get some ramen after this. You guys already know.
Well, hey, also, by the way, bro, I booked you a room in the No Tell Motel. You can stay there all weekend. Just don't tell me what you do there.
How much did that charge you? Like, how much did that run you, man?
Maybe
couple
two
doge?
lads. 2 lads. Couple doge. Yeah. How's it feel, man?
Okay.
Do you feel different?
It feels good. I don't feel different. I'm not a big this is a big moment for me. It kind of just feels like another day in my opinion. So, but other than that, I definitely appreciate all the shout outs I've been getting IRL as well as here on YouTube and the love that you're showing me there by embarrassing me in front of the whole world. So
what I do best.
Appreciate it.
That's what I do best. All right, man. Let's get into it. What do we got, Q?
Yeah, so let's hop into LADZ City real quick. We're gonna do this for the first time ever. Small Town Cowboy's been doing an amazing job getting the uplift stuff together for us. He showed some photos in Noble Chat today, actually, of kind of the completed process or semi-completed process that they're going through. And these were some of the photos, and he had some videos as well. So we're gonna touch on some of the photos. An amphitheater.
Yeah, right.
Look at that, Buff.
He's building it, man. I wonder who's gonna play there first. I'm very excited about that one right there. And
we got to invite Jose back. There we go.
This is the dollhouse, right?
It's the dollhouse, but I don't know if the vent system is good enough there for that type of fire. So I don't know what's happening, but we do have a good look here. So this is perfect right here. We're in LADZ City.
Yeah.
We're walking right down the street, right
there
past.
It is.
I think we just
dollhouse. Got you a table tonight.
Did you? Is it in the back corner? Back left? That's my favorite spot.
It's your spot. It's got your name engraved in the table, and we actually book it a month out, but it's yours today, my man.
We told the bouncer it's our vibe, our tribe. That's the password. Everybody trying to get in here. So we got ourselves a little dollhouse action. We're in the uplift world here. This is the first look at kind of the lore of LADZ City, man. So Small Town Cowboy, you're the man.
He is.
So we're going to have a birthday party here. We're gonna have a birthday party here tonight, so I'll be in the dollhouse. I'll be, sitting in the VIP booth, hopefully, unless someone kicks me out.
Oh, I love it, man. The dollhouse is popping. Yeah, who would have thought? Who would have thunk it?
Yep, absolutely, man. So again, that is being built out. Uplift is like starting some announcements here that we'll get to in the coming weeks, but it's great to have that piece, and we'll kind of feature ourselves there in Uplift and in LADZ City more and more as that gets built out, because I love that idea of getting into the metaverse, man. Really do.
I can't wait until we all have our custom avatars, and when you're walking down the street and you look over to the cross street and you can see llama, and you're like, oh my god, that's a llama right there. There he goes, walking down, heading to the Noto Moto. Good times.
Oh, you just doxed him a little bit, man. So speaking of docs, shout out to Hash Rhymes. Just want to give that shout out behind the scenes. She's been doing a great job as a moderator. So really, really great to have you guys in here for the NFT Live episode. We're just getting started. Obviously, we're going to be bringing you the NFT news from around the industry, but we want to hit that LADZ portion. Our community keeps on growing every day, man. So I've got something on my screen really quick that I've touched on multiple times. We do have LADZ being live on Polygon. For those of you that tune in every day, this is going to be, I think, like the third time you're seeing it. So I'm not going to spend too much time, but LADZ did make its migration to Polygon here. We are on Comus Swap. If you need to, bridge here, I could also set up a bridge link for yourself. So basically how this works, guys, is it's as easy as a 3-click process. There are gas fees involved, but the link that I just pinned in the chat, you're going to use to bridge your LADZ to Matic. We're still going to be living on Ethereum. Our pool isn't going anywhere there on Uniswap, but we are adding this Polygon pool on Comus Swap, and there are nice little percentages here. APY, obviously do your own research, not investment advice, but using that link that I just showed you, you can bridge your tokens. You just type in the LADZ right there when you try to switch over, and you'll have LADZ in your MetaMask address or whatever you use to kind of hold your ERC20s, and it's as simple as moving over, and then it's simple as going to Comus Swap and getting that done if you are used to that. But if you do have any questions, we are in the city. We've been adding a lot of information there in the city. I just typed in Comus Swaps as well. So you guys can kind of ask us information in the city. Admins will help. LADZ will help. XPOW will help. And XPOW will help you with the LADZ City Poker event too.
That's right. Today's password is going to be revealed right now. LADZ Moon.
Oh, there you go. LADZ Moon. DYOR, everybody. All right, so again, that is pretty much what we've got here for LADZ. We kind of walked through, embarrassing me there early on. Buffalo did not even warn me that was going to happen. We got some Comus Swap stuff going on here with Polygon. I believe that is going to be it. I want Buffalo to hit some LADZ Day stuff before we get to this interview with Crypto Prophecies.
Oh, for sure. If you are new here, by the way, welcome. You chose a special day of all days. I mean, of all days this whole year, honestly, as the Godfather turns 30. This is LADZ Day. This is Friday for some, but this is LADZ Day for us. And this is NFT Live, the beginning of LADZ Day. Think of it as a festival of crypto content. So we're going to be doing NFT Live. Then we are going to be doing NFT Arcade with my man Rage Cage as an hour-long show. It's going to recap crypto gaming. After that, then we go live with LADZ City Radio, which I host along with DJ Savage. We have some amazing interviews, amazing music, and look for LADZ City Radio to grow and actually expand onto Twitter and then potentially Theta. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities here. In the coming weeks, we have got not only a growth for LADZ City Radio, but another show. I don't know if you guys know this, but your fun uncle is coming to LADZ City, and Sundays will no longer be the day of rest. Well, you can still rest and relax, but you also can kick it with Fun Uncle as he recaps the week and, just goes over crypto. So that's a new show coming to LADZ City, and every day we have shows Monday through Sunday now. It's coming, man. It's happening.
That is officially 7 days a week, I think. So we have poker going on Saturday. Right. We've got that show going on Sunday. That is officially 7 days a week. So boom, that's a milestone that's hit that we'll look back at it in 6 months and say, we were only doing it seven days a week. What about twice a day, 7 days a week? What about that? So,
right. Yeah, LADZ City Radio too. The goal with LADZ City Radio is 24 hours a day, 365. We are live. Anybody in their time zone wakes up and goes on into the city, they're going to be able to hear what's going on in that hour. And sometimes it'll just be music, sometimes it'll be replays of podcasts they may have missed. But we'll be live. We're just pumping it out, man. We're growing. It's a city. City don't sleep.
City don't sleep. There's construction happening everywhere.
That's it.
This is some great stuff. Easy Street. We were all on Easy Street last night having a great time as we kind of broke down I Want NFT in that interview there. Two project founders there, a mom and his son. That was really cool to see. That was probably a first that I've heard in the crypto space. Then looked like they were getting after it there for about an hour and a half. I was behind the scenes letting Easy do his work. But anyways, guys, we do have a large episode to get to. So Buff, do you have anything about LADZ Day that you want to kind of share before we pop into this Crypto Prophecies interview?
The biggest thing from my ramble about everything that goes down on LADZ Day is right after this show, we go back into LADZ City, which right now is hosted in our Discord. And the easiest way for you guys to follow us is to go to your browser right now and type in LADZ.city, hit enter. You'll come to the front gates of LADZ City. And there, you'll meet some of the greatest mods in the history of moderation. And they'll help you come on in and get signed up. And, it's free. Your first LADZ token is on the house. We literally give you your first LADZ token and get your wallet set up, and you get ranked as a nomad. And the more that you hold of LADZ, the higher rankings you get, and all the way up to noble LADZ, which shout out to all the new noble LADZ that have been coming into the city and popping off that purple, man. So, yeah, if you're brand new here, head over to your browser right now and type in LADZ.city, hit enter, and your life will forever be changed. That's right.
My man. All right, I'm not going to add anything to that. We are going to get this episode on a roll here. So we have NFT Live. We're breaking down the NFT news from around the industry. We're bringing in great founders, one of which is waiting in the wings here. Paul Linsell, founder of Crypto Prophecies, which is an awesome NFT and price prediction collaboration kind of game there, which is going to be interesting to get into and electrifying to get into here as we continue with this interview. But before we get to that interview, before we get to Paul, we're going to play the B-roll here, and we're going to kind of let it run.
All right.
The world's cutest price prediction game is almost here. The crypto game where fortune favors the bold. Have you got what it takes to conquer the fabled battle arena and claim your place as the greatest crypto prophet of all time? Summon your prophet, place your wager, and go head-to-head with other players in this epic real-time price prediction game. What will your prophecy be? Crypto Prophecies. Play more, collect more, earn more.
All righty, Paul, welcome.
And welcome, Paul.
Hey guys, nice to be here.
Yeah, it's awesome to have you, man. Awesome to have you in the city. We're going to have a fantastic interview about Crypto Prophecies here. I do have some UK lads in the wings, okay? So you said you're from a small town. They might know where you're from. So why don't you give us a little bit of background? Where are you at in the world right now in the UK?
I'm in the heavily locked down UK, so just outside London, a small town called Woking.
Okay, so if anybody UK lads, I know we have Asmodai. I know that there's a lot of Scottish guys here as well, so that's probably way out of range. But I'm sure we got some guys in the London area. Crypto Lander might know. But we are going to have a fantastic interview about your project, Crypto Prophecies, man. As we were breaking down the platform and the game pre-episode, I was getting more and more hyped as you were talking about it, because it does sound like a really interactive game. So tell me a little bit about what you're building with Crypto Prophecies, and we'll see where we go from there.
Yeah, so in a nutshell, it's a decentralized price prediction game that has NFT characters and NFT items like magic spells. So in a nutshell, we start off and you basically place your wager in our native token TCP, and then you're matched and you go head to head with another player and you battle it out over the trading candlesticks. So it's your job to predict how each 10-second trading candle will close. Obviously, will it go up or down? But it's points based, so you are against the clock. So you have to be quick. You have to watch out for your opponent's magic spells. The faster you predict, the more points you get. If you predict wrong, then you lose those points as well. So there's no going AFK in this game. And then the winner at the end of the battle gets all of the wager. So the base game is a pretty simple method.
Yeah, I'm on the website now. I've got it pulled up in front of me and for the viewers. So let me know if there's any spot I need to be hitting, but you did a great job breaking it down. One of the interesting portions you were talking about, it is a price prediction game, and you guys are using BTC, and you're using the BTC price on Binance. Can you break down why you chose BTC specifically, and then why you're using that oracle there, or that feed?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so most of the game is decentralized. All of the back end, all your wallets, it's all on chain. We ideally want to move to an Oracle price feed, but at the moment they just aren't fast enough to give us as much data as we need to be able to play the game, because it is really quite fast paced. So the price feed is currently BTC USD coming from no other than Binance. We tested around 30, 40 different API connections for about 3 months, non-stop, just to see which could give us the fastest, most stable connection with the most kind of data points in that 10-second candle. So yeah, it's all currently played on BTC USD, but will change over time with different game modes. We'll bring in possibly different market pairs and even different sources of data as well.
This reminds me so much of fantasy football for crypto. I was actually thinking about this recently, how, man, we should totally do something like that. And then, boom, here's a project that reminds me of this. So essentially, people can play off of their guessing for it and not really risk much in this sense, right?
It's a zero-sum game, so you stand to lose what I stand to gain, and vice versa. So if we waged 1,000 tokens each, the winner would basically get 2,000 tokens minus a 3% kingdom fee.
Okay.
So it's potentially a very quick way to double your money, or if you suck, then you may lose.
Yeah, I want to break down the mechanics a little bit more because I think we're gonna hop in pretty quickly and be pretty poor at it to begin with. So there'll be a steep learning curve there because we're not very good at the price predictions here. But anyways, take me through the actual game mechanics. So am I hopping in? Is it PvP 1v1? I know you were talking about that 10-man battle royale. Is that live or is that planned? Take me through like the game mechanics of how you see this working for someone who's kind of brand new and just needs it, put out pretty plainly.
Yes, I mean, there's as many layers to the onion in the game. From the core game mode, we'll initially start with a 1v1, and we match players by their wager. So to keep it kind of fair, so you're not like minnow versus a whale, we'll match you by your desired wager. So let's just say, argument's sake, 1,000 tokens or 10,000 tokens. You go in, we find someone else who wants to play for the same wager at that point in time. The smart contract locks up all of your tokens, and then you enter the battle arena with your crypto profit, which is an NFT. You battle it out for 10-second candles. So at the start of each candle, there's 100 points available. As the candle gets closer to closing, and essentially easier to predict whether it will close up or down, those points go down to 0. So you need to predict quickly to get 100 points. And then, again, you get less points as the candle goes down. If you miss the prediction because you waited too long, then you lose like a full 100 points. So there's no going AFK. If you predict and get it wrong, let's just say you predicted a sort of 80 points, then you would lose those 80 points as well. End of the game, whoever gets the most points wins. And then your NFT characters, which I can talk about how you get them later, they are available in different rarity tiers, such as common, uncommon, epic, legendary, and there's even a founders tier as well. Now, the higher up those rarity tiers you go, you get additional customization slots. So you start off being able to do no magic spells. The next tier up, you're able to equip a magic staff, which is also an NFT that you can go and find or buy or trade. And then during the battle, if your magic staff has maybe fire spells, you can choose to shoot your opponent with your magic, and it may engulf them in flames. So maybe they can't actually predict for 2 seconds or 5 seconds, however powerful the spell is. Maybe if you use your wand, which has got also maybe magic, a fire magic, then your opponent's visualization of the trading candles will be engulfed in flames, so they can't actually see what the candles are doing for a period of time. So there's all these lovely little tricks and stuff which just kind of hinder your opponent's opportunity. It doesn't make it pay to win, and it doesn't guarantee that you win, because with some of them you may still make the wrong prediction, and then potentially lose more than your opponent. So it does really become a sort of game of skill and strategy. So then, yeah, end of the game, the winner takes all. So those first game mode is, like I said, 1v1, but we're already working on how do we make this work for 2v2, mini team battles, and then maybe a bit of a sort of a Royal Rumble where we could chuck 5 to 6 players into the same arena, winner takes all. And we have a roadmap piece, which is a battle royale mode. So we'll basically use the same game mode and engine, but we'll stick 10 people in. For example, they'll all wager 1,000 tokens each round, which is about a minute and 20 seconds, something like that. The two players with the lowest points will basically be knocked out, and then we'll basically go through a series of rounds till you get to the final, where the winner takes all of that wager, which would be 10,000 tokens in that instance. So we're also looking to open that up to live streaming, and then allow players to watch and wager on the outcome of those battles as well. So any tournaments, any battle royale modes, you'll also be able to do a decentralized wager pool and bet on your favorite gamer.
Yeah, this is amazing. Small Town Cowboys in the chat, and I do want to get to some of these comments. He's saying, the more I hear, the better it sounds. And honestly, I got the same feeling from talking to you, right? Like when you first hop into the site, you're like, okay, what's going on here? And then you make your way through the explanations of how you guys are kind of going about these things and all the different mechanics there. Really, really cool and unique game here. I'm going to get to some of these guys who say, welcome all Londoners. And we had 2 guys in the chat say, shout out to Woking. So there are guys that know where you're at right now. Yeah, there it is. So
power of Google Maps.
So this is there it is. So I have your roadmap here pulled up on the screen. It says the journey ahead. The 2 things I want to touch on are the token and then the NFT presale, right? You guys have the NFT presale on your map. I think there has also already been a token sale, but correct me if I'm wrong. So kind of take us through both of those plans for future NFT sales, as well as the tokenized aspect of your platform.
Sure. So I'll kick off with the TCP tokens. That's our native fungible token, ERC20, but it will be ported over to Polygon and Matic. So maybe we can create a pair over there with LADZ. So the key utility that we have with the TCP is, as mentioned before, it is the wager to be used in all of the game modes. We will actually allow people to maybe from their wallet use ETH, but we'll change it at source because it's so cheap to do that on Polygon and still use TCP to trigger the smart contract and to do all of that. It's also then the main way to purchase any of the NFT characters, any of the NFT items, the ancillaries, and there's also things like burn spells that you need to upgrade some of your NFTs. So you'll use the TCP token to buy those things as well. There's a really interesting daily probabilistic draw every time you play the game. Depending on the profit the crypto profit that you have, we basically multiply the profit's rarity factor with your wager and give you some tickets for a daily probabilistic prize draw, which also pays out in the TCP token. So it's a fantastic way to win, as well as leaderboard prizes and other prize mechanics. TCP is also used as special events and tournaments sort of access token. And then we'll also be looking at bringing in ecosystem governance and voting rights. So at the moment we do just general community votes on everything from naming characters. And what we want to do is to actually open up how can we evolve the platform, how can we introduce new races and new game modes through a governance vote. And if that wasn't a big enough reason to get excited about the TCP token, we also burn 1.5% of the daily platform volume. So that's part of what we call the kingdom fee. So every time you and I would wager 1,000 tokens each, we'll actually be burning 1.5% of that as well. So yeah, that's the TCP token. I forgot the rest of your question. Brain's gone blank. I apologize.
No, I think you touched on it pretty clearly there, and I think we gave a quick shout out to the TCP token there on CoinGecko. But the NFT presale, I think, was the other portion of this. If you want to touch on that, and then I'll let Buffalo fill in there.
Awesome.
But
yeah. So our NFT presale is coming soon. I would love to give an exact date. We're currently sorting out whitelists and other fun ways to participate. The NFT model itself, it's really quite in-depth because we have a fixed supply for the generation. So generation 1, there's a maximum number of NFT orbs which are available. So we sell an NFT summoning orb. There are 5 of those to buy, and each one has different probabilities of summoning the different rarity of NFT characters. So there's this first level of gamification in the summoning orb. So you don't know what you're going to get. We have 4 races to find with 5 rarity tiers, and then there's 10 characters in each race. So because of the way this works, we basically use Chainlink's VRF, so the verifiable random function, to ensure that you generally stand the chances that we have programmed in to actually find, your legendaries or your epics. And we'll be auctioning off, little hint there, we'll be auctioning off some of the legendary and epic orbs in the very near future. And then you'll be able to open that orb at the summoning portal. I think you just showed a picture of that. And then like that kind of magic moment where you open your Pokemon packet to see what's inside, you crack open your summoning orb, and then the character that you've just rolled randomly will come through and animated so it steps through the summoning portal. Now the NFTs themselves as well, the reason why it's got a fixed supply is there's a whole scarcity model in there as well. So you're able to upgrade or change the rarity tier of your profit. So if you collect 5 of the same race at the same rarity tier, you can burn those 5 and you're guaranteed one profit at the next race but in the same tier. So for example, burn 5 Satoshins of a common, and then you would get 1 uncommon Satoshin. So obviously depletes the supply of that generation, which then puts a really interesting model into something that, on day 1 you may have got the lowest rarity tier summoning orb or profits, but as time goes by and more people are burning to level up their characters, the intrinsic perceived value or potential value of that orb could and hopefully will increase over time, just as on a simple supply and demand. And we don't allow cross-pollination from like generation 1 to generation 2 as well. So it's a super fun model.
So Paul, I got to ask, man, I'm very curious. How did this come about? Like, what is the origin story for this project?
It's probably an accumulation of many parts of our life and journey through the crypto space. So my background is product design in finance, fintech, gaming, and blockchain. I met one of my business partners. He was actually working for me. I came into the office one day and I saw him doing somebody else's work. I was like, "What are you doing, man? You know, you're on my payroll." And he was basically working on a blockchain project at the time. Somehow got me involved. Next minute, I was writing video scripts and helping him with that project. And it was an algorithmic trading bot platform on Ethereum. We launched that in 2017, 2018. And then off of the back of that, we decided to do trading games. We thought people would learn to people would learn to trade easier through gamification. So we started building a trading game, which is currently in beta but live at the moment, called Bot Wars. And from the learnings from that, we came up with the idea of Crypto Prophecies. We listened to users, we gathered feedback, saw the things that they liked doing, and evolved that into this price prediction game that is about to launch. So it's kind of all of these things have accumulated into the one concept.
That is one of the most interesting and unique origin stories that I've ever seen. So a guy was working for you, but working for someone else, and then you ended up working on the project that he was working on while he was working for you. Did I get that right?
Pretty much. We both left, and the rest is history. But and now we're still partners, so it's great.
That's awesome, man. That's great to hear. I think you've done a great job breaking down the project. You guys got a lot of great information here on your blog as well that people can go and take a look at. I'm on there now. Yep. I want to throw this to the community a little bit. You guys are in the chat. You're obviously following along a little bit. So please drop any questions that you might have. I think you touched on this earlier, Paul, but one of the questions we had from the community was, how do these spells themselves actually work when it comes to buying the NFTs and then using those within the actual game itself?
Mm-hmm. So the purchasing element of that, so they work exactly the same way as the summoning orbs do for characters. So you can buy the orb, which has a different probability of finding the different types of weapons. So again, within each school of magic, so we have fire, arcane, nature, and telekinesis, which is for the evil reptilians, who the mind benders out there. So you will have a summoning stone that's relevant to the school of magic, and then as to which weapon that you find in that is up to the probability and chance. And again, they come in the 5 different tiers of common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. The higher up that tier it goes, the more powerful and more longer lasting that the actual spell is. They are kind of cooldown based as well, so when you actually utilize them in the game, you can't just spam click and destroy the gameplay. You've got to use them strategically. So if you've got a uncommon crypto prophet, then you can equip that with any of the correlating magic school staffs. The next tier up would give you a staff and a cape. The cape is a defensive item. The following tier would give you a staff, a cape, and a wand. And the wand is quite a hardcore attack. And then if you are fortunate enough to get legendary, you can then equip your very own little mascot and magic pet, which will deal a rain of fire or heavy dealing damage on your opponent. So super fun stuff there to collect. And I said the same burning mechanics apply to weapons, pets, and capes and stuff as well. So you can collect 5 of the same, burn it to level up.
Yeah, so I've got 2 other questions here before I get to one of my own. Carrie's asking, will you be able to stake NFTs? And then Frisbee's asking, have you played the game yourself, Paul? And is it addictive? So kind of a toss up there at the end, but are you able to stake the NFTs?
We are working with some partners. I say partners to be to allow some form of NFT staking. And what we would also like to do is, because we know that players can't play 24/7, is give the ability to stake and lend the NFT. So, for example, if I've got a legendary crypto profit, which would not only earn me a 16 multiplier off of the daily prize entrances, but it's also more powerful in terms of I can equip it with all of these different items. We want to be able to, if I'm offline, I stake that and I loan it or lend it to someone else who could play with that and essentially make more money through their gameplay. So we've got that coming, and then I said looking at some form of staking the NFT, but with a third-party partner. There's a few conversations bubbling with some really interesting partners, but nothing is signed yet, so we're not going to say who it is. But that's all coming. And then have I played the game myself? Yes, of course, far too many times, but equally not yet enough times either. We had a team session again last night. And at the moment, there's an element of timing that we haven't done. So the cool down isn't quite working. So it was absolute carnage. I was playing the CTO, Sergey, yesterday, and it was a lot of fun. And I can't wait to get it live. So it's very frustrating. I'm excited. When someone blows your whole screen with fire, and you're just like, "What have you done? I was winning." So it's really good.
Yeah, I'm interested to see that play out, man. I want to get to a portion that I think you're kind of walking up to, where someone is maybe beating you, and then Llama's also saying who's the best winner at the office. There have been some trading platforms that run transparent, I guess, competitions on seeing who can be the best. And if that is transparent and observable by people outside, is there an ability for me to come in and say, hey, the number one person on Crypto Prophecies, can I bet on that person winning? Is there an ability to go beyond this? Because if someone's really winning 70% of the time, you could be like, maybe I want to bet this guy's way, or maybe I want to bet on that guy.
Yeah, so I think what's really interesting about the game mode is obviously with standard trading and even, I guess, standard price prediction platforms, you're trading and playing against the market, and I don't know about you, but no one really beats the market. So what's interesting about the Crypto Prophecies is you're playing against the opponent. Doesn't matter what the market does. Doesn't matter if the market suddenly drops. What matters is whether you see it happening and whether you can predict quicker than your opponent or hinder your opponent to stop them predicting. So yes, you can be the best at it, but I think the best at Crypto Prophecies is really going to be about the way you strategically play the game. So like, why would you burn all your spells if you're already winning? You kind of wouldn't, right? Or hopefully you wouldn't. So it's really going to be about, watching what the opponent does. And all of that is visible in the game UI. And then, just trying to work out actually, what are the candlestick patterns? What have I got wrong? How do I, in 10 seconds, change that price? Change the score. And yeah, it's all done on leaderboards, all of the player statistics. It's all recorded on chain, and there's just heaps of data that tells you, who's done what, where, and when. And I said with the esports side of stuff that we're evolving, definitely want to be able to allow people to bet on their favorite trader. I think we'll start with, I said, more organized events and tournaments. If that could evolve into even a single game that you could bet or follow, then that would be super interesting as well. Almost like a copy trader way of doing something could be super fun.
I'm definitely getting some comments here asking, Llama saying that he can see it being played in teams at the office. Is there going to be like guilds? Is there going to be ways to kind of team up long term? And what's that kind of structure looking like?
So we've already scoped out small team games. I think at the moment there's kind of some limitations just in terms of how many people we can fit into a room at once. And there'll be things like 3 versus 3, 4 versus 4 battles. So they're going to be team up with your friends. in terms of clans, it's all possible. We just haven't figured that out in this instance. If people want that, if people want this ability to kind of build their own little horde, then we'll certainly listen, and we'll certainly do that for sure.
Awesome questions, guys. Keep them coming in. But we do have to let Paul go here fairly shortly. We do have a full other episode to get to of all the news from around the industry. I do want to get to the rest of the roadmap, but let me hit the last two questions here. Ronan the Collector is saying, "Happy birthday, Q." Question: Paul's favorite aspect of the project? Question mark.
Wow. I hate to say all of it because that would just be too cliche. There are so many different layers to this project, and what started out as a simple game. So I would probably say that it's those layers which are my favorite part, and the fact that all of these layers seamlessly connect, and the bit that connects them is probability and chance. So everything we've put into the game, from when who you're matched with, what profit you may what profit you might summon, will you win tickets in the prize draw, everything has this little element of gamble and this little element of uncertainty and risk, and that just ties everything in, and that's probably what I would say is the single most gratifying part from my side.
Great response there. I've got two lightning questions here. Binance Smart Chain and bridging questions. So are you guys planning on maybe moving, once you kind of are settled on Polygon, are you planning on moving to another chain like Immutable X or Binance Smart Chain? And then the last question is, when will global launch potentially be for the product?
So in terms of BSC, it gets talked about every other day. Anything's possible, but at the moment we just want to focus on Polygon. The user experience is phenomenal once you've bridged over. The user base on Polygon also is going really good. So we'll stick there for now, but anything's possible in the future. When will global launch happen? We are testing the beta build. We are trying our best to get that out this month, in that month of May. And as soon as that's out, we'll be looking to do the global launch. So it is slightly delayed, but nowhere near as delayed as it could be. So I think we're about four to 6 weeks behind our planned schedule.
Awesome. All right, Paul, this has been a great interview. We're talking all things of Crypto Prophecies here. We are getting into one last portion here. There is a little bit of a giveaway for our community. If you want to kind of, we don't have to release on stream here, but just kind of lay out what you were planning on doing potentially as far as the amount or something with the token as the community is concerned. If you could lay that out.
Yeah, so also to celebrate us getting onto Matic, we're literally going through the mapping. So we want to give around $500 of TCP token to celebrate that we've just bridged over to Matic ourselves.
Awesome. So this is going to be TCP on actual Matic then. It's not going to be on Ethereum.
Yeah. On Matic.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. What an incentive to actually set up your guys' Matic wallets, guys. That is another one other than already the rewards that you see on Cometh. So this was a great interview. Thank you so much, Paul. We will figure out the giveaway as far as who's going to be getting those TCP tokens into their Matic wallet addresses as we go along here. So, Buff, do we have anything before we let Paul go here?
Dude, congrats, man, on everything so far. I think this is definitely one of those that I could see the lads embracing, challenging each other every day, and possibly creating groups to, just whoop up on. Llama, I'm gonna take you on one day, buddy.
Awesome.
Great.
Cool. Well, thanks for having me,
all right,
guys.
Paul, Go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, I said thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure to share what we're up to.
Amazing. All right. Well, guys, that's Crypto Prophecies. We will be talking about them there in LADZ City for the time and time continuing here, and we will be following the project, Paul. So congrats, and we will be following. Thank you.
Take care.
Cheers.
Our first guest from Woking, England there, Buffalo. What do you think about that?
There is a presence in LADZ City. The UK is really coming in strong, and I love it. I'm a huge fan of UK and anywhere around there. So it looks like we might have to set up a convention or a meetup in real life around London if you're down, my brother.
Oh, I'm down. Vegas first, but I'm down for London. Let's go.
That's right. And Llama has,
awesome.
has accepted this challenge, so me and you, Llama, let's go.
You guys are going to be battling it out there in the metaverse, so I'm excited to see that. All right, you guys, thank you so much for sticking by us as we went through that interview. Crypto Prophecies, I think Small Town Cowboy said it the best. The more I hear about it, the better it sounds, and that is 100% the case in my opinion. They've got a really cool. This reminds me a little bit of WoWs. Do you remember covering Wolf of Wall Street or Wolves of Wall Street? Mm-hmm. It reminds me a little bit of WoWs because it was a product that you knew had massive potential, and there wasn't going to be much standing in its way other than time of when it was going to take off. So awesome interview there from Paul, and we will be definitely excited in watching this project.
Oh, for sure. I'm excited to participate in this one.
Awesome. All right, guys, please leave a like on the video as we get to the second half of the episode. If it's your first time here, we are going to be covering NFT news now. We're going to be hitting all that juicy NFT industry stories that permeate pretty much everything. So I'm ready to get to it. Are you ready, Buff?
No, I'm not. Okay, now I am.
Well, then stay at the No-Tell Motel. All right, yeah, here we go.
Man.
All right, we've got a weekly rundown here. This is going to be up until May 12th. So we had CryptoPunks, obviously, which is a story we'll get to earlier. There was a response by Christies to the backlash from the NFT community that we will touch on later in the episode. Big sales of the week, save thousands of lives for 5.11 million, and then the rest are going to be 4 different sets of Meebits. We see some market data here. NBA Top Shot going down to 12 million. Meebits up to 19, and CryptoPunks sitting around 19.2. So a lot of trading there. I think Alien World's making it's one of its first appearances here on the top 4 charts. And we've got NFT markets, OpenSea and Rarible definitely hitting that top seed there. And then Nifty Gateway is going to be killing the market. I mean, basically, and killing in a good way, right? You have 26 million here in total volume. I believe that's going to be volume through their. I don't think this is secondary sales. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is primary sales coming in to the platform, and we got 26 million there. So that's pretty much kind of the rundown here. I love what NFT Plaza is doing with their NFT sales data. It really gives us a quick look at some sales from around the industry. So shout out to those guys.
So what do we got next, Q?
I don't know. You tell me. I might have to hide for this. I don't know if I want to be associated on screen with these takes that are about to be fire.
Jeez,
hopefully Kaggy's not watching here.
If you guys have been paying attention, Axie Infinity is taking over the world. Mark Cuban has now jumped on board and thrown a lot of money at it, so it's just up and away. And recently, they just did a documentary. Here's the trailer.
In the rural Philippines, there are thousands of people earning an income in cryptocurrency by playing an NFT game called Axie Infinity. This might sound too good to be true, but for this community in Nueva Ecija, it is very much reality. Welcome to the world of play to earn.
Oh, play to earn, man. It is definitely becoming a thing. And I just watched the documentary last night. Q, were you able to? Have you seen it yet?
I have not seen it. Did not watch it last night. I know it came. I watched Kaggy watch it, so I did kind of get the breakdown there, but I did not watch the actual video myself. No.
Well, first of all, we will definitely be going into a deeper dive on Axie Infinity pretty much every LADZ day with my boy Rage Cage at the NFT Arcade. I don't know how many Axie Infinity tattoos he has, but he's probably going to be getting another one. The man loves this project. He is all in and has been from the get-go. I think it's an amazing project. I'm not going to hate on Axie at all. The documentary, it's short. It's 18 minutes long. I love documentaries. I don't know why there's not more about this crypto space. It seems like after 2018, everything just kind of stopped when it came to documentaries, breaking down a lot. And I feel like with NFTs now, there's now another wave of NFT, mainstream that's kind of coming in. And I feel like there's going to be some more stories being told about life-changing opportunities in this space. So I'm looking forward to more documentaries. The play-to-earn model is very interesting. Watching this, it's emotional. There's definitely, you see some people that are struggling in third world countries that now have opportunities after COVID came out. And I think it was one of those for me that I got a weird mix. Part of me was rejoicing, going, this is amazing to see people taking advantage of play-to-earn. Another part of me is seeing everybody staring down at their phone all day, every day, just to make a living. And it reminded me of parts of the movie Ready Player One, where they were literally having to work in a game. And games are supposed to be fun. So the play-to-earn model, I feel, again, I'm just very new. So I'm just kind of like on the fence here, leaning towards hopefully play-to-earn. People embrace it, and it really empowers the user and doesn't enslave the user. And I guess that's kind of a feeling I got watching this. Was I was like, man, is gaming going to be turning into work? Is people just literally going to be glued to their mobile devices all day just to make a living? And so part of me, like I said, was a little worried about it. But at the same time, watch the doc. I highly recommend it because you can definitely see people right now taking advantage of the opportunity when COVID really slowed down how they were making an income, especially in third world countries. It's life-changing. So it's an emotional documentary. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, and a lot of it has to do with the circumstances in those areas, right? Like they already have bad things happening. So Axie coming in and being this kind of light for them to even just get by is 100% definitely like a good thing. So I appreciate your takes, man. Like one thing that I really like about NFT Live and all of the hosts on the channel, and then even within LADZ City, is everybody could speak their mind. I think there's this pervasive thing in crypto where you can't FUD anything. Like you shouldn't be talking bad on anything because like the price is related to a lot of these projects. So if you cast something out there, especially if you have a lot of followers, you could likely cast something into a bad light, and then the price is affected. All these different things. I mean, Elon is doing that with major markets, but you talk about smaller tokens that can be done on a smaller scale with a smaller time influencer. But I love the take, man. Like I really do. Like I hope that we figure it out to the point where we can have the best of both worlds. I really, really do appreciate that take, because most people are just going to be like, "Woo," like and you are, but you see the other side as well.
Yeah, it's just caution. Like I definitely see the opportunity here, and can see for a lot of people's life changing in third world countries with the power of the internet. Now it's literally once they can kind of see the opportunity and embrace it. And then as you watch the documentary, though, at one point it starts to show that Axies are too expensive for people, struggling, in lower class, and just like they can't get an Axie to play the game, so they actually end up having to rent them out. And so they're kind of suddenly the tier of opportunity goes up higher, and then people are left at the bottom. So, but again, this is an emerging thing, play to earn. I'm very excited about it. Rage Cage, literally, he will not promote anything that is not rewarding the user. And I think there is definitely a flip of now the user has more value for the time they're putting in. And I see that model working. It's just one of those, hopefully it doesn't ruin the enjoyment of the gaming experience for itself.
Yeah, a lot of people chiming in here. Crypto Lander's saying that's actually a sick point. Crypto Stamina is saying, if work is fun, does it matter if it's a game? EC is talking about an interesting piece there about WoW Gold. That's the first time I ever heard of anyone, and I'm sure it was happening before, but anyone earning income on any type of scale from playing a video game. People would just sit there and farm gold because it was so hard to get in WoW Classic. And Brendan Bloomer and a couple of the guys who created Block One, which led to the founding of EOS and all these different things, those guys' first company, Brock Pierce, they literally created a company that mass scaled out people just sitting there farming gold, and then they would sell it for a premium. So that's a great point, EC. I think that this is a rabbit hole conversation, but I'm glad we're here because it's a great discussion.
Yeah, I think it's definitely an emergence too, right? This is definitely putting it on the main stage here with this documentary that's, going viral in this space. And, with Mark Cuban jumping on board on this project as well, it's definitely going to be something other gaming are going to look at this as well. And there's a lot of opportunity here. So again, I highly recommend it if you are looking to try to find the link. If you go into our Discord under gaming chat, we do have the link to the documentary. It's free on YouTube. There's subtitles too. And it's about 18 minutes and I highly recommend it.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to hit our next story, but first I'm going to have the B-roll play. We have a big Ember Sword piece of announcement here. Kaggy's going to get to a lot of this. I saw him kind of hitting it within his Twitter profile, and I know he loves to cover it on NFT Arcade. So I'm going to let him kind of do the deep dive, but I'm going to give you the overview here of the project and kind of run the B-roll for you guys for the first time.
Do you look up at the stars? Are you afraid they might be looking back at you? Or does the sense of awe they instill overpower you? After a lifetime of being told, your path is the world. I once heard that in a foreign land. Assigned beliefs before I could pass syllables. It was only in these wondrous hills that I found providence. In these woods, you will discover your calling and raise your home. You will learn many truths, some that build your foundation and others that tear it down. You will find kindred spirits who you will take up arms with, conquer enemies alongside, and come to call family. I am Dalcor Kritana, Headmaster of Bulkhalter's Academy and Lord of Solarwood. Sons and daughters of Thaddeus, go forth and explore. Discover the secrets not only of this moon, but the universe, to reclaim humanity's former glory inch by inch. The world is not our path. It is only our beginning.
I thought you were going to do it with me, Buff. I thought you were going to do awesome trailer,
man. Yeah, dude, that is amazing, man. This production quality is great on that. Really draws you in from the second it starts. I'm excited, man. How about you?
We practiced that, guys. It was pre-episode. We practiced the hands so that we could just be boom right away, and he left me hanging. That was a pretty good one, Buff. Appreciate that. Thank you. So I've got Ember Sword here. Obviously, big piece of news. The gamer in me appreciates the fact that we're moving into this next stage with these games, and it kind of sucks because the next stage is like awesome trailers that really don't provide the gaming atmosphere that you want. But we do have a land sale here at the end of the month that went along with the release of this YouTube video and this trailer. So it looks like Solarwood Nation in Ember Sword will take place on the 27th at 1700 UTC. The land sale will take place on their official website, and this will be for approximately 12,000 land plots at 0.011 ETH or $40, all the way on up to $80,000 for an entire city. They have everything in between, right? So you can get $400 and you can get a settlement plot. You can pay 2.1, which is about 8,000. You get 4 land plots that combine into a town. So they're really kind of looking at this and saying, hey, we have this awesome game. We have these assets that we're creating for this RPG. Why don't we create land that the players can play on? So if you think about it, RuneScape, it would have been awesome to actually, own a town or a settlement or what have you, as opposed to just owning the piece of your character and the assets on yourself, on your person. So really looking forward to this Ember Sword release. I think, within the gaming NFT industry, Ember Sword is going to be one of those early players that's going to give you some good looks at it.
80,000, huh? What's 80,000 amongst the lads? Put it together and get ourselves a city in there. Yeah, you in?
There you go. This looks like Nomad's Land.
That was the vision we had.
Cheers. So some early alpha footage here. Ember Sword, though, we're really looking forward to it. I think I'm going to be tuning in here to NFT Arcade to listen to Kaggy break this down. So that is pretty much that. We have a piece of story that somehow slipped into the dashboard here. Buffalo, what would you like to touch on today as it relates to NFTs?
Oh, there's, you guys, NFTs are crazy. And if you can bring up the article, I'll show you how crazy it's getting in the space right now. No, you don't want to bring it up? He's refusing.
Oh. I thought you were bringing it up. Okay,
no,
fine.
I didn't have it built out.
Yeah, I am refusing to bring this up.
Yep, yeah.
From Hollywood Reporter.
Yeah, well, here we go. Cara Delevingne, I'm pretty sure I butchered that, is auctioning off an NFT about her vajayjay. It's definitely an interesting piece that I'm just going to have to watch what I say. It's really showing how you can... Anything could be an NFT this day. We're living in the future. It is here, and celebrities are finding any way that they can get a part of this. I randomly typed in NFT news on Google. I came across this yesterday. I said, Q, we got to bring this up because we have to show the lads. This is how far down the rabbit hole people can go in this space right now. You can really NFT your vajayjay. By the way, I don't know why I say vajayjay.
I think it's also a video. There's no audio, obviously, but it's basically her reading off this text here. She's reading off in the video. If you're super interested in this project, which sounds even weird to say out loud, you definitely can get involved, I believe. Do we have any information on where this is being sold, Buff?
Well, let me just clarify here for a second, because there's a little bait and switch there. It's about her NFT, or about her vagina. It's not her vagina. Let's clarify that. It is a video she has done that is pretty much a poetic kind of piece about her owning her body, and she's putting it up for auction. So, it's an artistic piece. Everybody, has their opinion on it, and it's just kind of showing, where this is headed. And hey, to each their own. So, if there's something that, tickles your fancy, by all means.
There's a lot of puns in here that are being thrown in this segment.
I'm really trying to watch what I say.
So, all jokes aside, I agree completely with you. People can NFT whatever they want, and sure. I appreciate kind of I appreciate a good amount of the women's movement. I think I'm not going to get political here, but there are women and men as well, where based on the movements that they're in, I appreciate one and I might not appreciate the other. So I don't know much about Cara Delevingne, but it seems like she's going about it the right way. So we'll continue to monitor this story. But we got a lot of good comments. It's funny because you don't know where the segment ends or begins. So we right? have like a kind of mix between Ember Sword comments and also
going in
NFT
on
Vagina comments. So we got GLA saying mad moves here. Asmodai saying I'm in.
He's all in. All right.
Ronan is saying he loves the project.
I'm pretty sure there's a delay in our comments per project we were just talking about. Or maybe they're all in and there's going to be a bidding war between Asmodai and Ronan the Collector. So, you know what? And Jason Moffat says that he's getting a sex change tomorrow. So, I'm pretty sure that one has to be about that, but who knows?
Be a pretty popular NFT.
Yeah.
So we got Small Town Cowboy saying, I'm going to auction one about my man bits. I'm sure there's a market out there. It's art. Maybe your significant other might have a say in that maybe they think it's art. I don't know. So it's a tough one to segue into the next piece here. So we're just going to do a cold turkey. What do you got? Go ahead, Buff. Finish it out.
I got nothing, man. This was great. This is something I just love. When I see a headline like that, I think of the lads. I think, okay, this is perfect to talk about, even just to change the pacing of the show, get a little laughter in there. And again, art is subjective, and I'm all about everybody just being themselves 100%. So way to embrace it.
What did the Emily Ratajkowski go for? I know we were covering Emily Ratajkowski's NFT. It looks like it went for 175K. Shout out to Emily there. She's killing it, man. Shout out to Emily Ratajkowski doing that one. Expo is asking, is this going to be on the Flow Network, Buff?
And that's why I brought this up. I set it up, and he knocked it out of the park. Well done, Expo.
There you go. Awesome. All right, well, a quick segue into our next piece here. We've got 3 pieces of quick news, essentially. So, Gotchi Gaatherer. And unfortunately, I don't own a Gotchi, okay? I don't own a Gotchi. Thank you to the Aavegotchi team with all of my soul. Thank you so much for migrating to the Matic blockchain. They migrated like 3 or 4 months ago and kind of forced you into moving because they were like, hey, listen, idiot, we're going to be over here and you need to move your tokens, and here we did the bridge for you, so just press a couple buttons and do it. And so I did it, and I found myself in QuickSwap and Matic and all these different things, and it's really done really well. So shout out to the Aavegotchi team here, and it looks like a user has built out a game for Aavegotchi, which, you know, kind of it really is the ethos, right, of Aavegotchi, where the team is building up the assets and building up the features and the provenance and all these different things. And then you have users going out of their way to create games. So quote from the article here: the impressive and engaging Gotchi Gaatherer has been designed and built by the talented community friend Bitflicker. Oh, God. Gotchi Gaatherer heralds a new era for blockchain gaming. In addition, the unofficial community developed title offers a glimpse into future opportunities available to DeFi and NFT gaming on Polygon and the Aave project, or Aavegotchi project as a whole. So awesome stuff from the Gotchi community here. One last piece that I'm going to get into. Love to see this update of their roadmap here. They have a bunch of things that they completed, which ended with their portal and their sale on Polygon. You can see the incubation period here, where they're continuing with the bridges. They have a bunch of different things going on. Realm, so their Gotchi is actually going to start its Gotchiverse. So that is not in existence yet, but we do have the Aavegotchi guys saying, hey, we're going to have some land sales here within the Gotchiverse, and you kind of get a good look here. Realm Gotchiverse light paper release. Other things happening, Realm pre-sale number 2 in Q3, and then more and more, it looks like, as wearables become more involved in land sales and things like that. So you really get a look on and an in-depth look about what the Aavegotchi team is trying to put together. So shout out to those guys.
It's good stuff, man. I love the community coming together to create games as well. I think that is something, I mean, we saw a Small Town Cowboy creating the first LADZ City without us even knowing about it. You know, there's power within the community when you really have the passion, and there's people that are listening in right now that could create a LADZ game, and by all means, go for it.
There you go. Putting out the bat signal. Okay, we've got Chainmonsters bringing proper battle modes with Alpha 3. So Chainmonsters is a Pokemon-like game here on the Flow Network. They were in alpha early May. So they've been kind of dealing with a little bit of delays, but I guess that's, you know, what's to come if they're building on this new blockchain. They I believe are on mainnet Flow now, but the battle mode of Chainmonsters is getting an update here on May 17th. There's going to be an introduction of proper monster stats, state algorithms, speed dependency, and first preps for the game's elemental system. So that's coming on May 17th. Really, I think, you know, Robert hit on this early in the article here, but what Chainmonsters is super bare bones. From what I've seen up to this point, it isn't obviously a fully built out world like a Pokemon would be. But once they kind of continue to develop, I could see this being a fairly strong game here on the Flow blockchain. So shout out to the Chainmonsters team, and they're going to keep building.
Yeah, the next upgrade they did definitely changed the layout. Rage Cage mentioned it on NFT Arcade a couple weeks back, and you could clearly see a huge update there. And I like it, man. I like the layout. I don't play it myself yet, but definitely am considering it.
Yeah, I believe it's integrated into Steam right now, so easy to pick up for those of you who are used to that interface. I think most of us that are gamers know Steam, so you can pick this up via Steam at this point, I believe, unless it somehow is closed. But yeah, we've got a lot of stuff coming from those guys, and I'm sure they're going to continue to build out. So the last piece of story, we covered this Christies release, Buff. Tell me that you heard about what happened with Christies, please.
Well, let's see here. I was working a nightmarishly crazy week for corporate America, and I have no idea what happened. Did Pranksy come in and do something? What do we got?
No, Pranksy didn't come in and do something. So the CryptoPunks were scheduled to go on sale at Christie's here, and it was like a big moment for NFTs, right? We had the Beeple sale and all these different things, and then you get to the actual auction house, you get to Christie's, and this is how they displayed all the punks.
Yeah.
Here's another one.
Because
now there's a development to this story as well, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, at first I thought every one of them was at the level of a cat, but I guess they're putting them up high too for me. That's very nice. I like that. Okay.
That is nice. You're probably the only one that can probably see that. But there is a nice ending to this story. Okay. So we were kind of ranting on NFT Live on Wednesday. It looks like G Money, who was the original guy who was complaining, and he went with a bunch of other CryptoPunk owners to Christie's to kind of see this historical moment and was super pissed, and he was the one live tweeting it. We actually have a response from Noah from Christie's, and G Money has since apologized for his take and based on kind of what's going on with this response here. So TLDR basically saying, hey, look, I really wanted this to be. Let me see if I can't get to the right comment here. Some of you have taken an issue with the way the punks were presented at Christie's, and I want to apologize to anyone who felt the means of display was somehow offensive. I devised of the Easter egg style punk hunt as a way to playfully present punks as basically sneaking into Christie's. And he continues to go on, and he's really humble about the CryptoPunks community, how they could have treated him poorly, but he appreciated them letting him into the community and just being really nice. So let's see. I know I'm technically a Christie's suit, but I hope you know how hard I'm trying to be a kind of punks evangelist from within this 300-year-old corporation. Love you guys sincerely. Do not mean any offense with the way I chose to display the punks.
They say art is subjective, and so is the displaying of the art. So, it's just one of those, he was trying something and it didn't really gel with the community, but I mean, it's all good. I don't see it. Now with that explanation, it definitely makes a little more sense. But
yeah. I think we were approaching it a little bit. I mean, and G Money saying it. Yeah, I was a little bit hasty here in my response to this and in how it was handled and all that stuff. Because basically, it was like Christie's doesn't care, and this shows that they don't care. And that's this response from Noah from Christie's is pretty cool. But relatively important follow up there. So I wanted to throw that to you guys. But that is pretty much it. A long episode here. We went for about an hour and 10 minutes at this point. So we are going to get out of here fairly soon. As far as closing, Buff, what do you want to tell the lads? How do you want to close up this NFT Live episode, my man?
Well, if you guys are just tuning in right now and you missed the beginning of the show, today is a special day. It is LADZ Day, and so the rest of this day, we are going to have the NFT Arcade, which is a great show that comes on in about an hour, and then after that, LADZ City Radio is going to go live for many hours. DJ Savage will come on in, myself is going to be hosting, we're going to play some music, we're going to interview some people around the space, going to throw some LADZ tokens up in the air, we're going to just listen to some music, kind of recap the week, and just, it's a nice little party at the end of the week. We're also going to be celebrating something special. Happy birthday to the Q. Q just turned 30, the godfather of LADZ in LADZ City. My man, congratulations for making it this far. Not everybody does it. And back in the old days, this would mean you'd be an old timer. That's right. He is 30 years old today. That is exactly how he looked the day he was born. Not just playing. I just think the whole world needs to know about it, my man. It's been an honor and a privilege to really be on this project with you, my man. And seriously, dude, congrats. 30 is no joke. How do you feel?
I'll tell you what, I'm going to find the most embarrassing photo of Crypto Buffalo and play it in January for your
There's
birthday.
So much on the internet that is just embarrassing. And I'm like, look at me. I'm turning into a buffalo. It's just one of those, at this point, at 37 years old, it's really hard to embarrass me, man. But I say bring it. And congrats, man. When I turned 30, it was the day after my CLC Hawks, beat the Niners to get into the Super Bowl. I walked around Seattle like everyone was celebrating my birthday. I mean, people were ready to hug me, mainly because we were going to the Super Bowl. But also, it hit me. I was like, holy shit, I'm 30 years old. So I don't know if it's hitting you yet, but, congrats, man. It's a big milestone.
I appreciate it. And I appreciate all the lads there in the chat throwing out the happy birthdays, the Our Vibes, Our Tribes. You guys are making this birthday really special, man. And I appreciate the shout out there, Buff. Thank you. Thank you so much.
For sure, my man. And there we go.
Awesome. All right. Well, Jason Moffat's saying there's a plethora of humiliating photos of Buffalo, so I shouldn't have to look too hard to find that.
Whatever he says is a lie. we traveled the country together in RVs back in 2010 and 11, and yes, me and Mofo have definitely had some journeys. So, hey, Vegas, what stays in Vegas stays in Vegas. I'm talking to you, Mofo.
You are at the No-Tell Motel, so we might have to honor that. So, DJ Savage is saying legends are born in January. I definitely agree. Yeah, I definitely agree there. All right, so we have a awesome LADZ day to come. Buff kind of laid it out there. We have about another 6 to 7 hours of content for you guys that we cannot wait to give to you. And Kaggy's going to be here, and Flint Savage is going to be here. X-Cloud's running poker. That's Buffalo, right. Obviously, leading the whole gang. So, cannot wait to kind of get to this for the remainder of the day and kind of finish out the week here.
And if you guys are trying to get in on some poker back in LADZ City, all you got to do is go to your browser, ladz.city, and the poker password today is LADZ Moon. And it's an open tournament. Anybody can play. And then tomorrow is the season tournament that goes on every Saturday, and you must be a Guardian or above. And congrats to anyone who has beaten Buffalo so far, which is about 99.9% of you. I need to learn how to play poker. So last week we had Rounders, 24 hours in the LADZ movie theater. This week, the LADZ movie theater goes on again for 24 hours, and the movie is Mel Gibson's poker movie Maverick. So for 24 hours at the end of today, I will be playing Maverick in the LADZ movie theater for 24 hours for anybody who wants to get that poker craze on. Mainly for me, it's educational. I need to learn how to play this game better because I suck. So.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. The only movie that I know that had Mel Gibson's, and then I thought you were gonna say Passion of the Christ, and I was gonna say, what is this guy playing in LADZ
for
City?
Your birthday, Q? I will play Passion of the Christ. No, I'll be Maverick 24 hours in the Discord in LADZ movie theater where you can chat with your fellow lads and just enjoy the movie. It'll be 24 hours, so if you have to fall asleep tonight and you wake up tomorrow, it'll still be playing on loop. So get on in there and enjoy the movie and enjoy some free poker. And we're going to head back into the city right now. So if you were brand new here, all you got to do is go to your browser, type in ladz.city, and come hang out with us. We've got some music they'll be playing. And then we've got another show, NFT Arcade, coming up in about an hour. So it's happening, Q. Your birthday, we're just turning and burning for you, my man.
It's all happening. Thank you, everybody. Again, I can't say it enough. I appreciate the
he's choking
not
up.
Only the balloons one more time, sir, please.
The balloons, he says.
All right, guys, we are out of here. I'm going to let the balloons take me out. Our vibe, our tribe. Another great episode of NFT Live. Love you, Buffalo.
Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you, lads.